Welcome to the chapter Reading and Analysis of Maps. Maps down the ages. Thus, around 1480s, the Europeans observed that the Ptolemy's books provided accurate location of places. 15th century is the time when discovery, exploration, and importance of maps increased to a great extent. This helped to prove that the earth was not a flat disk but a sphere like a ball. Mercator projection. In the 16th century, Gerardus Mercator, 1512 to 1594, known as the father of Dutch cartography, carried out proper work on maps. His projection on maps is called Mercator projection. The maps which we use today are based on this projection. We all know that the world is like a ball, and when we draw it on a paper, only the flat surface will be shown. Such representation causes distortions in the shape of continents and distances. Therefore, for the correct directions and shapes of continents, Mercator shaped a method but with distortion of sizes and directions. Now, let us look at the topic map making at the time of colonization. When the European power made Asia, Australia, North and South America as their colonies, they sent map makers to those places to know properly about the climate, crops, people, resources, etc. Slowly, they explored the world and prepared various maps and obtained useful information which helped the colonial powers in establishing their power. When Britishers ruled India, they started making detailed maps of the interiors of our country. To carry out the survey processes in our country, they established a department called Survey of India. At that time, James Rennell was appointed as the Surveyor General. He prepared one of the first survey-based maps of India. In the year 1802, William Lambton started one of the most important geographical surveys in the world. This survey started from Chennai in the south and ended in the Himalayas to ascertain the heights of different places. Sir George Everest concluded the survey and recognized that Mount Everest is the highest peak in the world. Note: the highest peak, Mount Everest, was named after Sir George Everest as he was the first person to measure its height. The map making was also in great demand at the time of wars. Maps were widely used during the first two world wars. The armies and the air forces used many detailed maps and maintained them secretly. Now, let us learn about thematic maps in detail. A thematic map is a type of map or chart especially designed to show a particular theme connected with a specific geographic area. These maps might represent physical, social, political, cultural, economic, sociological, agricultural, or any other aspects of a city, state, region, nation, or continent. The main objective of a physical map is to show landforms, water bodies like lakes, rivers, and oceans, and other geographical features which include mountains, deserts, and lowlands as well. The political maps give information regarding countries, states, capitals, districts, mandals, etc. There also exist land use maps that show the use of lands. Suppose in a village some parts of the land is utilized for raising food, crop, while some other parts are for residential purposes. In a land use map, different kinds of symbols, colors, and patterns are used to show different purposes of land usage. The table on screen shows the color code used to represent the land cover and land use in maps. Maps can be used to show the population of continent, country or state. Population density maps are those maps which are used to show the population through shading. We first estimate the total number of people living in a place. Then we measure the area of the place and then divide the number of people by the area of the place. For example, if area of the place is 100 square kilometers and 10,000 people live in it, then the population density of the village is 100 per square kilometer. Now, let us look at the different conventional symbols used on maps. Map makers generally use their own symbols, but some symbols are used conventionally by all the map makers. In our country, the conventions used by Survey of India are followed by all the map makers. These conventional symbols are called as the topo sheets of Survey of India. Let us now see how relief features are represented on a map. Relief features are the features related to the landscape of a particular area. They include all the major physical features of the earth like mountains, plains, deserts, plateaus and islands. As heights of places cannot be represented on a flat map, a special symbol called contour or contour line is used. Contour lines. A contour line is a line joining the places with some common features. Contour lines are also called as isolines. Contour lines will be irregular in shapes depending upon the land form. Aerial photography. Let us know what is aerial photography. Aerial photography is the taking of photographs of the ground from an elevated position. It can be taken by using aircrafts, helicopters, hot air balloons, etc. Aerial photographs are not maps. Satellite imagery. Let us know what is satellite imagery. Satellite imagery consists of images of Earth or other planets collected by satellites. These are used in many ways: map making, planning, meteorology, forestry, warfare, etc.
Follow-up work.
If anyone wants to choose an appropriate place to set up a hospital, what kind of maps would be useful to him or her? Find out about the lives of some of the great explorers like David Livingstone, Stanley, Amundsen, etc. Find out who sponsored their expeditions and why. Can you suggest how maps can be used to plan in setting up new schools and colleges? What different kinds of maps would have to be studied? Try to identify India, Arabia, and Africa in the map given below. You have successfully completed the chapter Reading and Analysis of Maps.